What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone for another daily news update where we were going to talk about another English mission. Sancho, real talks, now officially being confirmed. Basically, Tottenham after Illing Junior, Phillips now open to join Juve, and then Rugani, new deal. That's moving quite fast at a good pace, I'm going to say. So, those are the topics, those are the things we're going to discuss. Let's get straight into it. Before we get into it, like the video, do it now. Helps out the channel, helps out a lot. Like the video, that's I said that. Subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification, and let's go into the news. And it's Sancho first. I said now it's really confirmed because Romano spoke about it, but actually it was, or like we kind of knew that it was real, that we were in for Sancho in some capacity, and the capacity is as follow is that Romano saying, understand Juve are asking for information on Jadon Sancho the last couple of days. He said to leave Man U in January, Juve are interested, but only a loan plus part of the salary covered by United. No negotiations yet, as Man U prefer to wait for our permanent offers, basically. Full transfers, no loans, whatever. This was always going to be the case. We were not going to buy Sancho. They paid, I don't know, 100 mil for him. Not sure what they want to recoup for them, but the way they treated him and made it very clear that he's not part of the squad, they're not going to get a lot of money unless some, I don't know, Saudi team offers a lot of money. Other than that, they're not going to get it. So it was always going to be a low fee. I don't have a feeling, I said it, I don't have a feeling we really want Alexander Jadon Sancho long term. It feels like a very short term solution. Also because you have Sule, and I think the idea is to bring Sule back. And that's why I was like, I don't really understand. Okay, I understand the situation around Jadon Sancho and being in for Jadon Sancho, but I don't think it's gonna happen. For him, for his own sake, I think he is also looking for stability. I don't think he wants to, at the end of the season, go back to Man U because why? Like, why would he want to go back to Man U? There's nothing to go back to unless maybe Ten Hag gets sacked and there's a new coach, and the new coach is like, you're part of my team, but he cannot really speculate on that as of now. So for him, it doesn't really make sense. For Man U, also makes no sense because he's not training with the first team, whatever. He's kind of done. So I think for them, it also makes sense. You know what? We're going to sell you 100%. You're done, and that's why I've always said I don't think this deal is going to happen because I don't see how it potentially could happen, For us, I know a lot of people would say it doesn't make sense. As of now, again, formation-wise, it doesn't. However, personally, I have a feeling that post-January, Allegri will try to mix it up a little bit and move away from the formation we're playing now. We've seen a little bit against Cagliari. It wasn't a flat back three at times. Kostic dropped in. I think that's the idea, to move towards that a little bit into the season. And then Jadon Sancho obviously makes sense. In a 3-5-2, no. But then again, McKennie is playing in a 3-5-2 on the wing. Going forward, McKennie is not good. He can run into space. I give him that. But his final decision making, his final ball, like he doesn't have the technique, the abilities for that. Defensively, he has improved big time, and he is very important for the team at this moment in time. Sancho will give you the complete different. He will give you, not that he has done that at Man U, but I still believe he has all the abilities if somebody believes in him. He will give you some quality in possession in the final third, but defensively, it will not look like McKennie. So it's give and go in a 3-5-2. That's why I'm like, I have a feeling we will switch it up a little bit post-January, and especially if you sign Jadon Sancho. And on the right, we need something on the right. So let's see how that will develop. I still think it's very unlikely because it doesn't make sense for Manu and Sancho at all to do it for like 4 or 5 months. It makes absolutely no sense for them. So that's why I don't think it's really going to happen. But let's move on to the second topic, and that's Illing Junior. Because Delaney from the Independent, I think, which is a good source, like it's a decent source, said that Tottenham are looking at Illing Junior as a January signing as they seek to add much needed depth to their depleted squad. Um, if Junior's not gonna play and he got minutes finally this weekend, he's gonna leave. He's not gonna sign a new deal, and you're probably gonna sell him now if you can, because you still have Kostic, you have Cambiaso, and then you have Ealing Junior. How much will he go for? Not much. He has a contract until 25. He hasn't played a lot. I don't know what you will. And if Tottenham is a team in for him, they pull their pants down for Kulusevski, even though we had an agreement. It's probably going to be 50 million or something like that they're going to pay for him if you actually sell Ealing Junior. Again, I understand if he is like, goodbye, I'm not doing this, because like he needs to play and he's not playing, and by the looks of it, it doesn't look like he's going to play a lot this season, and it's a goddamn shame. I don't know if he's going to be a very good player, a world-class player, an average player, because to be honest, I've not seen enough. I've seen moments. I've not seen a good run of games when, to a point where we can be like, okay, it's okay to let him go. It's good, but like it's not wow. Like it's not he's gonna be part of the squad moving forward. But from the small sample sizes we have, every time he plays, he brings something to the team. It looks excited, it looks dynamic, it looks something completely different. He can play. From what we have seen, from what I've personally seen, from the very little moments he got, to be honest, because it's not a lot that he played over the course of a year. But every time he plays, it's exciting. It's like, okay, he's on. Let's see what he can do now. Let's see what he's doing now. And it's a shame. It's one of these players where like if we move him on now, I'll be extremely disappointed that we've not seen more of him. I will be very frustrated about it. But I think it's moving into that direction that he's gonna be like, I'm not signing that new deal. You better move me on now. And I fully understand that. I don't understand why he's not playing a lot, but there's so many things I don't understand at the club, and that's one of them. But Tottenham are in for him. Let's see how that will go in January. I think offers will be made, and I think we will move on from him. Then another English connection. It's Calvin Phillips. To be honest, it's Gazzetta dello Sport that's pushing this story big time. English newspapers are picking up, but English newspapers are a bit more cautious. They're in for him, but it's not that close as being reported. Gazzetta dello Sport is saying Calvin Phillips is on his way out, and Juve has already received approval from City for a dry loan. Phillips, eager to not miss Euros, has shown interest in the idea of joining Juve. Now, I'll repeat myself. I don't think Phillips is a bad player. I think he's a good player. Like I'll repeat myself 1,000 times. I just don't get, like, I don't see him putting us over the hump of, okay, now we are a few points off Inter, that will take us over Inter. That I don't see, because personally I feel we miss something else in that midfield. We miss goal scoring threat. We miss a presence in and around the box from a midfielder, really, if you know what I mean. Like, I think we miss something completely different than the type of player Calvin Phillips is. Like, he's a good player, and I liked him a lot at Leeds. He had an injury at City, didn't really play, but even when he played at City, it's not that he had disasters of game one, I can recall, but other than that, he had good games. So it's not that we are potentially getting a very bad average player, like, not at all. It's just my feeling. I have a feeling we need something different. And yes, in the comments you can say that will work for Allegri. Fine, whatever. But as a club, you should be like, okay, like, do you really need him to make the difference? Because I think everybody can see and feel that we need something else rather than, another hardworking midfielder, to be honest. But if it's a 6-month loan deal and he's open, I see the club jumping on it big time. I do, I really do. So let's see how that will go. But the Gazzetta dello Sport is really, really pushing that as of now. So feels like that's one of the names that, is going to be a hot topic in January. And finally, Daniele Rugani, Tutto Juve, saying Juve are working on renewing his contract, and the player currently is on 3 million season, but the new proposal is expected to be around 1.5 plus bonus. If you give him a deal, that's what it should be, because he has earned a lot of money doing nothing in previous years. If he doesn't accept that, then you let him just go. It's as simple as that. Like, it's take it or leave it. I hope it's until 26. I hope not more. It should be a 2-year deal, and that's it. Don't come, please. Do not do 27 or 28 or something stupid like that. Do 26 and build with potentially Hoysen or whatever, and 26 it should be Bremer and Hoysen, or Bremer and Gatti and Hoysen, and Danilo should be gone. And Rugani should be gone. You need to move on. You need to build for the future. So the Rugani deal, fine, at 1.5, not more, but it cannot be like 27 or something like that. It should be 26, and that's it. But yeah, that's a daily update. Let me know what you think. Would you take Sancho? Do you think Junior is gonna leave Phillips? Because a lot of people are like, it will take us over, the next step. It will bring us a level above Inter potentially. And Rugani, what type of deal would you give him? Like 2-year, 3-year, maybe 4-year? Who knows? Let me know in the comments. Like the video, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and see you guys later tonight. Ciao.